Today I want to show you how you can integrate DoneDone with Zapier. Now if you're not familiar, Zapier allows you to connect multiple apps you use every day together to automate some common tasks you might otherwise do manually. For example, you might want to export data to a Google Sheet every time there's an update in DoneDone, or you might want to add a new user into DoneDone every time they're added to Basecamp. Zapier lets you configure automations like these, which they call zaps. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a zap between Google Sheets and DoneDone. Here's a Google Sheet I'm working on with a worksheet called Import Tasks. The idea here is whenever I add new rows to this sheet, Zapier will create new tasks from them in a DoneDone project. You'll see I've got a header row with column names that I'll use to map to a task, and a sample row for good measure. So let's create a zap between this sheet and one of my DoneDone projects. In my Zapier account, I'll click the Make a New Zap button to begin. Next, I'll find Google Sheets to begin setting up the zap. I've decided that I want this zap to trigger whenever a new row is added to this sheet. Next, I'll pick the Google account I want to use. Now I've already logged in through Zapier before, so it saves my previous session. If it's the first time, just click Add a New Account and log into Google. Then I'll pick the spreadsheet template I made by choosing the file, then the worksheet within the file, Import Tasks. Finally, I'll have Zapier find a spreadsheet row. This is helpful because in the next section where we map the columns in the sheet to a new DoneDone task, we'll have example data to reference from. Okay, the Google Sheets side is set up, so now we'll work on the DoneDone side. First, I'll find DoneDone. Now in order to make DoneDone available with Zapier, you'll have to click on the public invite link just below this video in our help docs. Once you do that, you'll see it available in your apps. Next, I'll choose Create Task from the list of available actions and continue. Now I'll log into DoneDone. If it's your first time, you'll be prompted for a username and password. In our case, the username is just your email address. You can also use your API key located in your DoneDone profile page instead of your password if you wish. Next, I'll choose the DoneDone account and project I want to map Google Sheets with. After that, I'll begin mapping the columns in the Google Sheet to the fields necessary to create a new task. Notice how it pulls the sample data I have for each column to make things easier to map. Now, this example is pretty straightforward since I've labeled the columns in the sheet identical to the fields in DoneDone, but of course you might have a different mapping in your integration. You'll also notice most of the fields on the DoneDone side are optional as well. Now lastly, I'm going to manually type true in the send notifications field so that the assignee is notified when a task is created for them. Alright, now our zap is all set up. I can run a quick test in that sample row to see if things are working. Now, Zapier confirms it's looking good, so let me go to my DoneDone project and confirm that new task is there as well. And here you can see that new task. With the test working, I'll just turn the zap on and we're all ready to go. Now, anytime I add new rows to this sheet, tasks will be created in DoneDone. Now, depending on your Zapier subscription, this will happen within 5 to 15 minutes of updating the spreadsheet. So, that's a quick introduction to Zapier. You can see all the triggers and actions we have available for Zapier right here on this help doc. If you have any other questions, just contact us at our Help Center.